Hello everybody, welcome to this new podcast, The Maritime Vision. In this podcast, we will interview a lot of people working in the maritime industry, supply chain industry, and transportation industry. And today we have a guest with us, the first guest of this podcast. Please welcome Yunhan. Hello everyone, welcome to this new podcast, the episode 1 of this podcast. And today I'm with Yunhan, or Drake, which is your other name. So welcome to this podcast, The Maritime Vision. Thank you to be part of this podcast. And we're going to start by talking about you. So can you explain to everyone what did you do in your studies? And you can talk about your experiences. So go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Yunhan Duan. You can call my English name Drake. I'm an international student who is doing my master degrees in the Erasmus University of Rotterdam of the course Maritime, Economic and Logistics. Mainly this course about studying the specialized things in the maritime industry such as port management, data science, and also some economic sides such as international economic. And I have stayed here for around 6 years in the Netherlands. Unfortunately, my Dutch is still not very good. I finished my bachelor degrees in the city called Arnhem in Netherlands of the Han University of the Applied Science for the logistic management. As you can hear, it's applied science school, so it gives us not only about the series or the knowledge from books, also will get the practical experience, such as they will require us to do an internship in the Netherlands.
Okay, interesting. So before this master degree, so maybe I will ask the question, why did you do this master degree specialized in the maritime? Because it's logistics too, but it's maritime, and you worked in the air freight industry, which is quite different.
My thought is that firstly, I got the background of the logistics, so I have the overall understanding of the shipping industry, and then I finish my internship in the air freight. So then I will get the knowledge of the air freight. So at that moment, I think I've already understand the general things, the air freight. I should get something like more specialized, like something else specialized. Then I found that the Erasmus University, they are offering this master course called Maritime Logistics. So after if I finish this specialized programs in the marine times, I will already get the knowledge about air freight, sea freight, general knowledge about logistics. So basically, for me, I'm really understand how the world about the shipping looks like.
Okay.
That's why the point I want to specialize, get some knowledge about the marine time.
Okay, interesting. Before you did a bachelor degree in logistics management, and you did some internship. I've seen you did. Can you explain maybe more about your internship with China Southern Airlines?
I find my third year. I do my third year and my graduation internship in the China Southern Airlines in the Schiphol Airport in Netherlands. And the Schiphol Airport is one of the largest airports in the Europe. It's the third. I think for the cargo, the handling of the volume of the cargo is the third largest airport in the Europe. The first one is Frankfurt at sea, German, yeah. The made in Germany. So that's why the Frankfurt is the highest, and the second one is Paris. Yeah. I forgot the name of it, but I only remember I only remember the IATA code of the airport. It's a CDG.
CDG, yes, CDG. CDG,
yeah. Yeah, okay. It's the second largest, and then followed by the Schiphol Airport, the third largest. I do this internship. It's required by my school, so I have no choice. This is my part of studying. Doing this internship, I work in the cargo department, mainly handling the air bills in the air freight, and also checking the electronic data that will be sent to the Chinese customs. So handling some customs issue like checking the missing shipments or why the shipment is not complete, something like that. Also, I will handle both cargo planes and some commercial planes. I was doing this internship during the COVID time, so it's really a special period when compared to the normal 20 years experience. A lot of things changed. For example, in the past, before the pandemic, the cargoes are all not most, but still a large volume of the cargo will be transported by the commercial planes, like in the low bulk of the commercial planes. But after the pandemic starts, we see that the forbidden of the international travelers, there's really a small number of the commercial planes still running. So at that moment, everything is switched to the cargo plane. Everything is based on the cargo planes. The cargo plane is the only solutions for the all airline companies or anyone who wants to choose the air flight. Basically, currently, Boeing is dominating the cargo planes. This the Boeing 77 and Boeing 747.
You mean in the freight industry? Huh?
Yeah, for airline companies, the most use only like the two types of the cargo planes. Two types of cargo planes.
Yeah,
but everyone has to know that the difference between the cargo plane and the commercial planes, like they're both called, for example, they're both called like Boeing 77. Actually, indeed, they are the same.
Yeah.
The difference is what's the inside. So for the cargo planes, inside will be like empty, that is suitable for design for transport the goods. But for commercial planes, they will be put in seats. So basically, the outlook and all the inside, the design is the same.
The shape of the plane is the same model. So you worked a lot with Boeing, or did you work with Airbus, or more with Boeing?
For China Southern Airlines, also for other companies, they are using the Boeing 77 as their main type for their transport their goods.
But mainly in your internship as in China Southern Airlines.
Yes, mainly in the China Southern Airlines.
Okay.
But still, there are a lot of the other competitors, they are sharing the same facilities in the Skill Airport. So always I can hear many things from our competitors or other companies are doing.
Okay. And very interesting because you did this internship. So what did you do after this internship? It was your bachelor degree or you start to the master degree?
After my internship, before I finished my graduation internship in China Airlines, and there is a time gap before I start my master degree. So there will be a half a year gap. So at that point, I searched for some full-time job in order to spend the time. I don't want to stay home and do nothing.
Yeah, I understand. So I've seen again on your profile. So you did like operation officer in Top Cargo BV, so it's a Dutch company. So can you explain about this experience?
Yes, this is a logistics company. It's mainly focused on the dealing with air freight cargoes. So I just switched from the airline company, like the carrier, to the cargo forwarder. So I'm following the stream of the shipping the cargoes. I moved to more upward to the cargo forwarders. So in these companies, I was doing the full-time job in the position of the cargo officer.
Okay.
My daily tasks including the contact the shippers in all Europe and make the truck orders in order to pick up their goods and transfer their goods. For example, from in Sweden or in Germany or Italy, I will get the information of how to their pickup information and let my colleagues to book the truck, to send our truck to pick up their goods and back to the Netherlands, back to our warehouse. And then we will do like order check-ins, goods check-in, and then we will put them in the PMC, which is like kind of the containers in the airplane.
Okay.
And then we will transfer them to airplane and to make them to ship to their destination. That's how what my task is for the air freight.
Air freight. Okay, it's a specialization. Yeah. That's very interesting. So what do you want to do air freight? Because you work on it since a long time, or because you prefer it?
I prefer it. I'm the person who like airplanes. For the boys, you know that the boys always like look up the sky, see about the airplanes. At the first time, I really like airplanes. At the first thought for me, I want to be pilot.
Wow. Okay.
but yeah, failed.
It's fine. I wanted to be a master mariner on board ship, but I didn't have the opportunity. I had to find something else, and now I'm doing business, and I really, really like it. On business logistics on maritime, I really like it. So yes, at the end, it's not something bad to do something different. Maybe as a pilot, it will be not as good as now as a operation officer.
Yeah, same. It really depends. Not always everything is best. Be a pilot, yeah, it's a dream, but sometimes dream is hard and it's not as good as we expect.
Yeah.
The reason why I cannot be a pilot is this.
Oh no, yeah, the glass.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, I have to give up these dreams, but I still can find other opportunity, and then I found this opportunity. I, I can do the air flight, and still can have the chance to touch the airplane, to get know about the airplane. So in kind of ways, I still achieve my dreams.
Wow, it's good. It's good. So now you live in the Netherlands, in Rotterdam. So,
Yeah,
are you planning to move or to stay in the Netherlands to find after your master degree? What is your future plan? I can say.
My future plan will be get some full-time job, and maybe I will stay here for Netherlands for my rest of my life.
Okay.
Because Netherlands is really good country. It's of course it's a developed country. Everything is good when compared to, not everything, but most of the things compared is good to my own country, because my country is still a developing country. Many things cannot match with here.
So, because in China you have a lot of opportunities, especially in the logistics industry. I know that in shipping, the biggest port in the world you have Shanghai. You have so many big ports. So, why did you move to Europe? But because you have already a lot of opportunities in China.
Actually, my hometown is a very inland city. So for me, studying maritime or international logistics is not very helpful, because if I want to go back, I will definitely go back to my hometown. My parents are still there, but the problem is that finding a job. Mainly, my hometown is doing a domestic. In my hometowns, most of industries are focused on the domestic the market. So the logistics that's require knowledge of the international logistics is not very important for them. They just want someone to understand logistics is okay. But yeah, you see, for Shanghai or some the coastline cities, they really want someone who understands the international environment, who can really have a good English level to communicate with others. But for me, what's the difference if I go to Shanghai or stay here? They both are far from my hometown. Why should I choose something be more best?
Yes, I understand completely. So, but you live your best life in the Netherlands. So if you enjoy living there, it's a good thing. So still in the air freight industry, not maritime, because with your master degree you can maybe looking for shipping maritime company, but you prefer to stay focused on airplane.
Yes, I plan to focus on airplanes. I have heard I already asked some suggestions from my previous colleagues in the airfreight industry. They say that for the maritime, you cannot get a lot of earning from the maritime, because for maritime, because a large vessel, because of economic scales, it's hard to get very value or some goods that can give you a lot of the high incomes. But for the air freight, it's easy. So they suggest me that if you want to develop your careers, the air freight is much better than the maritime freight.
Oh, why? Why do you think it's easier in the airplane industry, air freight industry, than the maritime industry?
My colleagues, they are specialized in sales, like the sales of the sales of the vessel or the airplane space.
Oh.
So for them, one colleague tell me that if you want to get earning for the maritime, the $300 US shipments that's worth for $300 that will be very nice for you, because the 300 is already a really good deal. But in the air freight, if you want to get something like $300 deals, it's just nothing.
Oh wow. Okay, so people who want to ship their products by plane, it's of course much more expensive. And for people who like you who manage everything, like the order, etc., it's you have more opportunities maybe than someone working.
Yes,
Plus,
yeah,
I
yeah.
notice your industry is like it seems smaller than the maritime industry, especially the shipping industry. Maybe there are more opportunities because less people working on it, and you still have a lot of people asking, company asking for airplane delivery. I think it's maybe why it's why the maritime is less interesting right now.
Yeah, and compared to the history of the maritime and air flight, only air flight transport only just appears in this hundreds, in the past 100 years. But for maritime, it already exists for the like 3,000, 5,000 years.
Mm,
So when compared to two industries, the air freight industry is still a very energetic
mm.
and new
It's
industry.
more modern. And what do you think about the future of this industry? Uh,
In the future of industries, yeah, yeah, you can say that like for the marine times,
it's
now,
yeah,
the current topic of the maritime is like to gain more energy, the green
yes,
energies,
it's
like
a
this
sustainability with green
CO2
energy.
emissions, speed down, slow down the ship, speed of vessels, and trying to do more things like more economic, more environmental friendly.
Yes.
But this is the same thing for the air flight, but the problem is that for air flight, it's not possible to slow down.
Yeah, understand. Some project develop a hydrogen plane I've seen, but it's still the beginning and you don't have concrete data about it. It's not very reliable, I can say.
Like for the airplanes, so far they have no choice. They still have to base on the fossil fuel
Mm,
because the engine designs cannot be changed in shortly,
mm.
and the switching of using the new like fuel for the airplanes. Yeah, the design level is great, but always it's about the money.
Yeah.
The airline company will not buy it.
Mm.
This
Do you think the airplane industry, so air freight industry, is conservative? Because the maritime industry, like you said, it's an old industry and it's very long to change process. Because yes, it's from the history, the paper, it's sometimes the same official paper, the contract, etc., bill of landings, etc. So that's why it's slow. The process is slow. But is it the same with your industry, or this is completely different?
Um, it's the same. I can say in the structure it's the same, but mostly about time.
Because
For the ship, everything can be done like slowly.
mm,
Like the planning can be spread in the 1 month, but for the airplanes, 1 week or even 4 days.
wow. Yes, it's
Yeah, for me, what is most makes me feel pressure doing my internship is that dealing with the custom data, because I know that everyone, for every cargoes in the airplanes, everyone is catching up the time of the what I'm doing.
mm,
If I am the one who make a mistake, that's like send the data or make some data wrong, I'm the one who destroy all the chain. Like everyone is catching this timeline, like just like the Formula F1 Formula the match. Everyone is working perfectly, but I'm the one who like to make the whole chain stuck.
yeah, I
So
understand.
this makes me feel very pressure.
Oh,
But I'm not sure where this happens in the same in the maritime.
but
But for air flight, it makes me a lot of pressure. Like I only have 9 hours to deal with all the document process, and I cannot make any mistake. Any mistakes I made will like
huge amount
to
of money.
stack the cargoes for like
Yeah.
half a day. That's a big problem for the
Mm.
airplanes. But it's just also it's not a very big problem
But
for the ship.
actually, the problem with ship is slower than an airplane, of course. But in a ship, you can add so many container that if you do one mistakes, it adds an impact, a global impact, because one container ship can just supply one country sometimes. So that's why the responsibility is very high, but it's not as quick as airplane. Of course, airplane this is much more faster than shipping. That's why people prefer using this solution instead of shipping by sea. But yes, it's very interesting. And for you, what is in terms of opportunities? What is the best countries if someone wants to work in the air cargo so yes, the air freight industry? What is the best country to be?
I would suggest Europe, the EU, the French or the German, also the Netherlands, because in America, Americans, their cargo are mainly transported by train. So for airplanes, there are not many opportunities. But in China, the most of things are transported by truck. For airplanes, the China market is not really pay a lot of attention on the airplanes. They're most about the trucks and the sea freight. So I think, for my understanding, the EU is good, because for EU they still have some products that only can be produced in EU, because such as I think some good, for example, in the French, the French can outsource and also export the nuclear fuel.
Yeah. We have a lot
So this
of
kind of
support.
this kind of product, other countries, like from some developed countries, are not able to produce, but there are many possibilities in the EU. So they will be possible. I think can
I think
use air freight.
I think the best will be Germany, because Germany you have so many airports. You have Düsseldorf, you have Frankfurt, you have Munich, München, you have Köln. You have so many airports, and it's on plus the company DHL, which is a German company. You have so many opportunities there. I think. Of course, the Netherlands, in terms of logistics, is a very good country. We have Amsterdam Schiphol, which is a big airport. France, we have Paris Charles de Gaulle. We have Paris Orly too. But we have just everything is in Paris, not very in other cities. And what about UK? Because UK, I know in the maritime industry, UK is big influence in terms for shipping brokerage, ship charter, etc. It's a big country. But what about air freight?
For the UK, after the Brexit, the UK, in general, understanding for me, the UK, their industry is all about financing, or not about the real actual goods.
Services.
So if they are not really business, finance, service, so if there's not many actual goods need to be transferred, so for UK, the air freight is not really needed.
Okay.
When compared to EU, so I always compare EU as a whole, and for other countries, I not really want to separate the EU to a different type, to talk to them individually, because the trucks can transfer the goods from EU everywhere and to any airport or any port they want.
Yes, completely agree. Plus, you have as I said, the biggest infrastructure for the logistics industry, and that's something very important. Now I want to ask you two last questions. The first one is, what is your advice you want to give to someone who wants to start in air freight industry?
Yeah, if you want to start with air freight, you have to really need to handle the pressure. The pressure of the airplane, you have to really see that you can see that everyone is catching up the deadline. Everything have to be dealing with 1 week or even 2 days. So there's a lot of pressure, and also the time management is important.
Okay.
Sometimes the plane will get delayed, and you have to prepare for it.
Okay. On the last question, what is your favorite city in the Netherlands?
Cities? For me, they're almost the
Den
same.
Haag, or maybe Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Breda. You have so many cities.
I would say Rotterdam.
Rotterdam.
Yeah, Rotterdam is the most modern cities in the Netherlands, because it was completely destroyed during the Second World War. So everything is built in the modern ways. The design is in more modern, and as there are many big companies, international companies in the Rotterdam, when compared to Amsterdam is more about providing service or tourism. Still, there are still many big companies in Amsterdam, but I still prefer Rotterdam. I prefer the modern ways, and everything I want to be be like to look like in the 21 centuries, not in the last century.
Okay. Good point. And for me, my favorite city, this is Haarlem in the north of Amsterdam, which is very beautiful. I love this city.
As I have spent like 4 years in the Arnhem, which is the eastern cities in the Netherlands, I have seen enough for like natural things. The farm, the cow, the ducks. I have enough. I want to see cities. I want to see
Oh,
the trains, planes, and also the metro. I don't want to see any animals anymore.
yes, the Dutch countryside. This is about cow. Everywhere you have cow. That's very funny. Thank you very much for participate to this podcast. I hope that you enjoyed this experience, and maybe see you for next episode in the future. We don't know. So thank
Yeah,
you,
of course I can join.
thank you very much.